You see, when I was growing up, I had a speech problem, and it took me a long time to really pick even the simple things up. You see, I get teased all the time because I was dumb at school, and actually I was really overweight as well too. You see, where I grew up was a place where everyone around me was doing drugs, they had no job, they used to rip people off all the time. It was a really, really bad area. And because of the area, my mum actually started doing drugs, and that split up my family, where half my brothers and sisters, they went and lived at my nan and pops on my dad's side, and my other half of my brothers and sisters went and lived at my nan and pops on my mum's side. So I have 5 brothers, 2 sisters, and mum and dad. So that's 9 altogether. And so that whole family was split up there for a while because of all this situation we're in. So that's a bit of a glance of where I actually grew up from. You see, and because of that area, I didn't really get a good education. I left school at year 10, and because I didn't get a good education, and it was really slow for me to pick things up, I started working as what most people do, as a landscape labourer. And from there, over the next few years, I went from job to job to job. I did everything you could think as possible just to earn some money. I was a pick packer, I was a wine stacker, a landscape labourer, roof tiler, I was a roof fire sprinkler fitter. Those sprinkler fitters, you put it in the top of the shops for the fire. A brickies labourer, car detailer, traffic controller, and even got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to a factory to stack pallets of toilet paper, which would ship it out to the different Woolworths and different other outlets out there which sold toilet paper out there. So after a while, I started to learn more about investing in the stock market. And after a while, I got good at it. I quit my job, and one of my friends saw that I was doing really, really well in myself. I had my own house, I had BMW at the front, and I did not have to work because I was living on the investments that I was making my money from. And so after a while, he actually gave me $200,000 of his own money to me, because I personally guaranteed him an extra $50,000 in profit within 12 months. So I owed him back within 12 months time frame $250,000 I now had to pay him back, which was an extra $50,000 in profit. Now at this time, I thought I could handle this. I thought I could handle this extra money in my account, which wasn't mine, because my investing was doing quite well. But then I freaked out big time, absolutely freaked out. Because this was not my money, this is someone else's money. And because I freaked out, I actually went and found someone and gave it to someone else who claimed they could make 5% per month on this money. Well, this is where it all went downhill for me. This was the biggest mistake I did of my life. Within a few months, this guy lost all of my friend's money, and I personally guaranteed all his money back, plus an extra $50,000. You see, at this time, because he lost all this money and lost all my money, I had to sell everything and move into my mother-in-law's spare bedroom on an old mattress. And because because in this situation right now, I was $250,000 in debt, with nothing to my name, no job, no future prospects, no income, nothing to my name, and now facing bankruptcy. Okay, so what happened was, around this same time, my real father left me at a real young age. But I found out around this same time that my real father hung himself in his garage. And a little while after that, my only real brother, I have a lot of stepbrothers and sisters from my stepfather, and I class them as brothers and sisters because I've grown up with them, but my only real blood brother, which was older than me, he jumped in front of a train. So at this time, I was going through one of the worst times you can think in history. I had my real father commit suicide. I had my only real blood brother jump in front of a train. I was $250,000 in debt. I went from the high life to what we call the low life, where I would sleep at my mother-in-law's place in a spare bedroom on a mattress, and nothing to my name, no income, no future prospects, and facing bankruptcy. But through this time, I did training from Tony Robbins, and all this training that I did from him, I learned some really key strategies. So I decided that I was not going to let this beat me. And what happened was, I said, you know what? I'm going to do whatever I could do to get out of this mess. And through the determination and through literally hard work and just really putting every single bit of ounce and effort into what I'm actually doing, and just to really make this an absolute must to get out of this mess. Within 8 months later of going through that, we moved out, as in me and my wife, we moved out into our own home, and we bought all brand new furniture. We went and bought a really nice family car in cash, and because at the time we actually had a son along the way. This was our first son. I've got three kids. I've got Bianca, my daughter, Bailey, my youngest son, and Curtis, my oldest son as well too. And so because Curtis, my oldest son, he was coming through, we actually had to get a family car, and he was on the way. And so we were doing so well that even we started getting babysitters, cleaners, and within a few years of going through all this mess, I made close to $80,000 in one single month. And now I have up to half of a dozen streams of income. And within this time frame, I was handpicked to feature in the best-selling book, The Secrets of Stock Market Traders Exposed. Because of my investing and because of my success in my investing as a trader, I got handpicked to be one of the top traders going around in Australia to feature in the best-selling book. So this was actually quite cool and quite accomplishment for me, for someone to actually come to me and say, you know what, we want you in my book. So that was actually quite cool. You see, when I thought all was going well, everything was going well, I went through all this trouble, I was doing well, and then I went down in the dumpsters, and then I picked myself back up again. And when I thought all was going well, in 2009, I came back from a trip from Las Vegas. Beautiful place, a lovely place, just a crazy fun time over there. I had a crazy fun time anyway. And what happened was, I had this lump on my neck, and I'm one of these people that says, don't worry about going to the doctors, you know, you'll get over it. A bit naive at that time. And so after a while, the lump got to the size of a tennis ball, and I found out that I had cancer, and the doctor said that I had 6 months to live in 2009. Now, I know if I did do the treatment, I would lose all my income and not be able to provide for my family. And not being able to do that, that was the ultimate failure for me. You see, just the thought of me actually going through that and not being able to provide for my family got me fired up big time, because I did not want that. So I researched everything I could on how the body works, what is cancer, how does it start, how does it grow, the food, exercise, meditation, the effects on everything that happens within the body. And I found out, I did everything I could to find out what is really going on inside me. And after all that research I did, I decided not to do the treatment and to take on the cancer naturally. And what happened was, within 3 months of taking that choice of doing it naturally, within 3 months later, I removed the cancer all 100% naturally, and I have not looked back since. You see, I've been a guy that's always struggled with my weight, because I'm sure you can realize, right, that eating healthy it sucks, you know? Boiled chicken all the time and steamed veggies all the time and stuff like that. Well, that's what I thought I had to do, you know, I can exercise hours per day to try to keep my weight under control or to lose weight, you know, and it sucked absolutely big time. So what happened was, I really struggled my way through this, because I go on a fat diet and I'd struggle, and I go on a fat diet and I struggle. And I linked so much pain to working out. So I would grow up, I would go up and down with my weight. So in March of 2012, I said, no more, enough is enough of this weight of me going up and down, because I wanted the energy, I wanted to look good, I wanted to feel good. But I just didn't have the right knowledge. Enough is enough. So I went out there and I spent thousands of dollars to learn all I could about the workouts, what works best for the workouts, the weight loss workouts, the food, the time to work out, what supplements to take, when to take them, what does that mean, how does the body work when it comes to that, your metabolism, how to increase your metabolism, the best ways to, what sort of food you can eat, everything I could think about. And because I went I dig deep and I researched everything I could, I went on to lose 40 kilos, which is around 88 pounds, in just 6 months time frame. And the best part was that every single week, I still had my pizza. I still had my ice cream, my chocolate, my chips, the food I like to eat. You see, once I actually learned the best way to go around my whole week, as in planning, as in the proper workouts, as in the workouts that's not going to allow me to lose weight now, but up to 48 hours after my workouts, I started shredding those kilos and those pounds off really, really quickly. And see, once I figured out how to go about my whole week with my workouts and my eating, I could still eat the food I love and still lose the weight. And this is the biggest myth that I've seen out there all the time. And the reason why I struggle, because you've got to be 100% good on your diet, and you can't have a cheat, and you've got to exercise all the time. You've got to be in the gym doing what I thought were the proper exercises, treadmill and running, which were actually probably the worst exercises to losing fat fast. You see, the best part about this is that I've gone from overweight to now preparing for men's physique competition within 14 months. And see, I absolutely believe anyone can do this. Yes, it is tough out there, but you know, I'm just an ordinary guy, as you know, and to really put it out there, you can achieve what you want. But there's a lot of secrets, and there's a lot of myths out there that most people buy into out there. You see, at the end of the day, my hope in doing this video is that no matter what is going through your life, whether you're financially struggling, whether your loved one dies, whether you're facing bankruptcy, or you have serious illness in your life, or you're struggling with your weight, that you can do this, okay? The reason why I'm doing this right now and I'm putting this together is because I want to inspire people that they can actually do this. They can really, really make a change in life. No matter what they're going through, they can absolutely push through and make a difference in their life. Yes, it's going to be tough. Yes, it's going to be pain there, but the rewards are well worth it. You see, we go through the highs and we go through the lows in life. Sometimes we feel like giving up, and it seems like the only way that you have to go through this whole life is to try to stay positive. But that's really hard when the whole world is producing negativity around you. You have close friends try to pull you down from trying something they're too gutless to try, and it seems like to have so much weight on your shoulders that you just feel like giving up. You see, the world is a cold place. I understand that, okay? Going through everything I've just explained over the last few minutes or so, is that the world is a cold place. I understand that. And you can't quit. And if you quit, you may as well call yourself dead. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep moving. You don't take things personally, and you don't let it get to you. You don't let it get the best of you. You see, what happens is every single day I look forward to my goal. I move forward so I know that if I stop, I'm proving that I'm no good. But I won't let that happen ever again. I'm a fighter. I'm an absolute lighter. Okay? I say that because I'm on fire inside to make a difference now in other people's lives, and people are going to try to tell you that you're a failure, but it ain't how hard you hit, it's how hard you can get hit. As you can see, right, I've been hit so many times with my cancer, with my weight loss, with brothers dying, where I grew up from, financially struggling, facing bankruptcy. But it ain't how hard you can hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Okay? And no matter what comes to you, you keep going. You keep doing that. Okay? Because that's how winning is done. If you're willing to go through all the battles and the lonely times and the down times and those times where it's just absolutely just lonely in this place and you feel like you're the only person there going through this, then no one, and I absolutely believe no one, has the right to tell you whether you can or cannot do something. You see, I know it's hard to keep moving sometimes, and you know, I've been through it all, okay? And I'm still gonna go through a lot of challenges as I keep growing up. I know this, okay? But just remember, and this is what got me through every single day, is that one little step each day is actually going to help me take that one step closer.